totally. What do you think, Zoey? Oh god, she actually is here! No fucking way! Oh, I was just kidding. Huh? I turn back around towards the front of the classroom and find a new presence. Ah, we are fucking this up entirely, no? As another long day nears its conclusion, I stretch out my back against my chair and raise my arms, unconsciously letting out a moan. All day I've been completely devoted to my studies, lest I focus on certain other topics, and now my body and mind are both tired. Fortunately, I have only one more class to go, after which I can rest to my heart's content. Whoa, careful there, Iris! I turn around to see one of my classmates standing right behind me. While stretching my arms, I had pulled too far back, placing my hand an inch away from the girl's breast. Ooh. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to. Relax. Even if you had gone a little further, I wouldn't get angry over something like that. Oh, what? What? Do we have like a Yuri aura? Other girls wouldn't mind being touched by us? I can't say if your girlfriend would approve though. Oh, see? I knew this fucking rumor would fucking go around the entire school. My girlfriend? Duh. I mean, Zoey. She may come off as laid back, but I don't think she'd appreciate us flirting behind her back. Flirting? Who's flirting? I was just stretching. That's all. Yeah, right. It was just a really sneaky ninja move to try and touch her boob. We just failed at it. The girl giggles to herself. I can see why Zoey likes you, Iris. You're so much fun to tease. Jeez, how mean. I puff my cheeks out. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. Really, you and Zoey make a cute couple. I'm not going to try to get between you. You're wrong, though. And I don't appreciate what you're insinuating. Zoey and I are sisters. Nothing more, nothing less. Whoa, well, of course not. Two sisters is just... I was just kidding about all that stuff earlier. But you know, I'd heard other girls talking. They all think you're a couple. But doesn't it bother you? I mean, being paired up with your own sister's kinda embarrassing. Right. Totally embarrassing. I mean, being that way with your own sister. Could you even imagine? I'd seriously die. See, but that's the... I feel like the reason why other people would imagine this with their own sister, because they've known their own sister for their entire lives, you know? They've seen their own sister grow up in the same way as they did. They've seen all the bad things about them and the good things, you know? As you'd always see with just a close family member. So in their eyes, it's just always, that's my sister, that's my sister, that's my sister. But we've only seen her, like, we haven't been growing up together. We haven't been part of her childhood. We haven't seen the phases that she had gone through, like, you know, when she was little and she fucking crapped her pants or shit like that. You know, the embarrassing stuff about your siblings and all the other stuff that you just go through as siblings. We have skipped all that. So, like, yeah, sure, we may be blood related, but any other normal things that you go through as siblings, we have not shared. So we don't have that bond that other siblings have, which is why they usually, in 99.9% of other cases, don't look at each other in that way, and would therefore never even consider having any romantic feelings towards their sibling, because that's just normal to kind of not, well, I don't know. Like, I don't want to judge, you know? As long as things doesn't bother me, I generally, or don't affect me personally, then I generally just let people be, do whatever the fuck they want. So yeah, but you know what I'm trying to grasp at, right? We have totally skipped that phase. So for us, it's just it's entirely different. It's not in the same way as you would with your own sister, for example, or brother, depending on which gender you are and whether you even have another sibling. But yeah, that's the uniqueness about our situation, which I feel like allows for us to at least, you know, make it less weirder to possibly get together and have romantic feelings towards each other. I know it's the worst. I wish people wouldn't say things like that about us. I mean, so disgusting. We're sisters. Nothing more, nothing less. And then and then Zoey is standing at the door, at the opening of the door, like looking in, hearing us say those words, and then her heart gets broken. Oh god, poor Zoey. Totally. What do you think, Zoey? Oh god, she actually is here. No fucking way. Oh, I was just kidding. Huh? I turn back around towards the front of the classroom and find a new presence. Ah, we are fucking this up entirely. No. I mean, that's the thing that people want you to say. That's what everybody thinks. Like, oh yeah, disgusting, my sister, my brother. But the fact that they actually, they do have those feelings towards each other. They're just not admitting it to each other, but they do have them. And then when Zoey hear us say that about her, she's obviously going to get hurt by this. Zoey is standing in front of my desk, staring at my classmate and I bemusedly. What? How long has she been there? Did she come to visit me? Zoey, You don't need to explain. We're sisters, right? Nothing more, nothing less. Oh god. That's just, obviously we're not gonna say our real true feelings to just a random classmate of ours. We're already having trouble enough trying to express those feelings towards Zoey herself, but yeah. Obviously Zoey doesn't know that. Zoey glares at me as she speaks. Her words hurt more than I thought they would, and I immediately realize how painful my conversation with my classmate must have been for Zoey. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Of course we're more than just sisters. We're friends, aren't we? Wow, that makes the situation better. I look Zoey in the eye, smiling apologetically as I do. Zoey bites her lip, then sighs in resignation. Something like that. Not just something like that. You're my best friend, Zoey. And I like to think that I'm yours. If we aren't friends, then what are we? Zoey turns away with a troubled look on her face. Zoey takes a step back, away from my desk. Zoey? Zoey walks away without another word, quickly making her way to the door and leaving the classroom. I watch her receding figure with bated breath, unable to say a word as she leaves. Whoa, that was awkward. What's gotten into her? Two of you are usually so close. Are you two fighting or something? Finally coming to my senses, I rise to my feet and leave my desk. Without saying a word, I run to the classroom door, then head down the hallway. Zoey! I soon locate Zoey, at which point I quickly call out to her. Zoey flashes a brief smile as she sees me running towards her, then reverts to her sour expression she wore while leaving the classroom. What is it? I reach Zoey's side, still puffing and panting from the sudden sprint. Zoey, I didn't mean what I said back there. I didn't mean it, If you say so. Zoey tries to turn away. As she does, I grab her shoulder with great strength, many times stronger than I'd usually think myself capable of. I mean, what was I supposed to say? That you think we might not really be siblings? That we got drunk and almost killed? Oh my god, there are already people in the hallway! I'm doing the best I can, okay? If you say so. Repeating her previous reply, Zoey once again tries to turn away. I do say so. I will continue to say so until I get through to you. Even if it turns out that we aren't siblings, I'm still going to care about you, Zoey. And if we are siblings, I'm prepared for that too. No matter what happens, I'll fight to keep our relationship the same way it is now. You really don't understand after all. Then help me to understand. Tell me what's going through your mind, Zoey. Zoey shakes her head from side to side. Forget it. Talking about this won't do any good. Let's just wait for the results and go from there. Zoey tries yet again to escape my grasp. This time, she grabs hold of my wrist and removes my hand by force, easily overpowering her weak older sister. No, Zoey, that's... Ow! Hey, Zoey, I'm not done talking to you! Zoey! Fuck, this is not good. Now, how much paprika do I need? I scroll down the internet recipe on my phone. Everything needs to be perfect, so that when Zoey comes home tonight, I'll be the one treating her to a nice dinner. You think this will make up for everything, Zoey? Just a little dinner, a surprise dinner? After a little confrontation earlier, I want to do something nice for Zoey. I mean, it's a nice gesture for sure. But my attempts at cooking does little to take my own mind off things. She's my sister, but she thinks it might not be by blood? And it's not like we grew up together. This is different exactly, Iris. But who am I kidding? How do I know if she'd even... with me? That way... I stir madly at the dish, muttering to myself. But if she did, I'd... Just as I begin adding in more paprika, I hear someone fumbling with the door. My heart immediately quickens. Hey, how did everything go? Zoey sighs and shrugs off her guitar case, setting it on the ground in the entryway. I'm making dinner! I present my efforts to Zoey. Hopefully she'll be impressed. Then I can be back in her good graces. Zoey makes sure her guitar case is steadied against the wall. I hope you didn't fill up from greasy venue food tonight, because I'm making a pretty mean dish here. I offer her the best smile I can muster. Zoey stares at me, quiet for a moment. Then she stumbles towards me. If you add a bit of cream, they turn out fluffier. Zoey? What are you doing? Ah! She presses herself against my back, slowly sliding her hand down my arm. Startled, I almost dropped the spatula. Nervously, I tried to keep my attention on the dish in front of me. What's happening? Zoey wraps both her arms around my neck. The action surprises me, and with a jolt, I accidentally touch my finger to the side of the bubbling pan. Ouch! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. It's fine. It just stings. What are we supposed to see? Here. Zoey? I watch, transfixed, as Zoey gently guides my injured finger to her lips. My heart pounds as she lightly begins licking it. Zoey! I mean, it does help. You gotta cool it down. I read that this can help small burns heal faster. Almost the entirety of Zoey's body is flush against my back. I can feel her chest move with every breath she takes. The soft fabric of my sweater is barely creating a barrier to her warmth. I'm not sure about the accuracy of that, but we're not gonna complain. It's probably because it's a distraction that makes it effective. A distraction? Oh god, don't say that what she's doing right now is a distraction. Zoey gently begins to blow in my ears. What are you doing, Zoey? Do you know how sensitive that is? Like this? The response in my body is immediate. I almost buckle against the counter, barely managing to keep my composure as Zoey hangs onto me. Why? Why is she... Zoey, are you... drunk? No? Zoey lowers her head down off my shoulder, almost knocking me over. She holds and steadies me to her. I may have had a few drinks out of courtesy before I left. Her words slur together. A few, she says. Scold her for drinking, ask if she wants to lay down. I mean, scolding her is not going to do anything. We're sure we're her older sister, but we can't tell her what and what not to do. So, we just gotta take care of her then, right? Zoey, are you feeling alright? You should lay down or something. I feel her nod on my neck. Then she pulls away. She heads towards the hallway and tugs me along with her. Best to make sure she doesn't hurt herself. When we near the end of the hallway, Zoey makes a left turn. Zoey, that's my room. She just goes to my room? Zoey continues to tug me into my own room, closing the door behind us as when we're inside. This is my own bedroom, but somehow the atmosphere right now is... my jacket. Help me. Zoey holds out her arms helplessly. Sighing, I begin to tug off her thick jacket, which is more difficult than it should be, seeing as Zoey is not helping at all. Finally, I'm able to get the jacket off her shoulders. I continue to slide the sleeves down her arms, needing to lean over Zoey as I do it. There, it's off. I feel something on my neck. I stand still, momentarily in confusion from what's happening. Soft, light touches graze the skin of my neck. Something wet and small begins to lick and suck. Zoey, what is she doing? The realization comes as such a rush that my legs almost buckle. Oh, I can't believe Zoey is kissing my neck like this. See, she's drunk. My little sister, who is currently intoxicated, and then your true feelings or things that you wouldn't dare to do before then or say are suddenly coming out now, right? What should I do? My body feels so hot I can't bear it. Zoey has moved her kisses down to my collarbone, with her hands stroking the material of my sweater. But she's not in the right state of mind. I can't let something like this... Oh god, do you see that booby bounce? Oh. I lightly push Zoey to lie down on the bed, and she complies without resistance. Slowly, I slide onto the bed myself, until I'm leaning over her, my thighs on either side of Zoey's own. Are we really doing this? I mean, don't get me wrong, we want to do this with her, right? But is now the right time when she's drunk? Considering all the circumstances and what happened before this? Zoey seems particularly keen on focusing where my sweater has dipped, revealing my bra. I said you didn't have to wear one, you know. Her hands begin to slide underneath my sweater and shirt. She awkwardly fumbles with the back of my bra. It's a frontal clasp. Who the fuck has a frontal clasp? Oh. She falls back on the bed and stares up at me. Zoey changes tactics. Instead pulling off her white shirt, there's a plain black undershirt beneath, and she's not wearing a bra underneath it. Zoey begins to slide the straps of her own undershirt off her shoulders. First one, then the other, slowly revealing the smooth skin beneath. My breath hitches as I realize what I'm about to see. Oh, my little sister's boobies. Oh god, I'm leaning over my sister on my own bed while she's trying to take her shirt off. And worse, I'm completely sober. I don't have any excuse for what I'm doing. And worse, I can't bring myself to stop watching. The material of Zoey's shirt falls lower and lower on her chest. So low, I can just see a peek of her. What's that sound? Intruder alert! Zoey mumbles, looking around dully. I slowly snap back to reality as a shrill beeping noise hits my ears. No, the food! Fuck the food! That's... Ah! The chicken! It's burning! Oh no, not the chicken! I push off of Zoey, rushing back to the kitchen at record speed. The smoke detector is going off, and a thick smock of white smoke is filling the room. Ah! No, that ruined it. Phew, or saved us. Like, I don't know, if you just think about it emotionally, right? If you don't just think like, I want to get laid, is that the right choice to do it with her then? When she's drunk? You know? I'm not sure. So maybe we were even saved by the bell, saved by the alarm. Phew. The landlady leaves after resetting the smoke alarm, satisfied it was only burning poultry that caused it to go off. No, it's so ruined. I can probably salvage the pasta and sauce, but the chicken has got to be thrown out. It's as hard as a rock on one side. I glance towards the hallway as I finish up cleaning. I wonder if Zoey... She fell asleep, didn't she? Zoey is no longer in my room. I look across the hall to find her bedroom door firmly shut. That's right. I was taking advantage of my sister. My younger sister. I pushed her down on my bed, and a wave of nausea washes over me. Slumping against my bed, I steady myself as what I've done replays over and over in my mind. I mean, she kinda wanted that too, maybe?